Hello. Today I'd like to talk to you about regenerative agriculture and the impact we can generate by scaling up this as a form of agriculture. You all know this chart. Currently, we are on an emission path to more like a 3-degree temperature target rather than what we actually need, a 1.5-degree temperature target. In order to achieve this desirable scenario of 1.5 degrees, we need to draw down a significant amount of CO2 from the atmosphere. How much? Over 13 billion tons we need to draw down each year. In this slide, you see our globe, and the light blue outlining there is our atmosphere. It's around 100 kilometers thick. Now, in this atmosphere, there's a carbon we need to draw down. Where might be the solution? We don't need to look very far, we can look to our soils. In the first meter of our topsoil alone, there's more carbon stored than in the whole 100 kilometer thick atmosphere. And the solution we are promoting is regenerative agriculture. Regenerative agriculture is a form of agriculture that regenerates soils by building up humus, and this way can store up to 11 billion tons of CO2 each year. That's about 80% of the amount we need each year. Regenerative agriculture consists of a range of different agricultural methods that vary in complexity and can range from simple, such as cover crops or catch crops, to more complex ones, such as, for example, agroforestry solutions. With the potential of regenerative agriculture alone, I mentioned already, we can cover up to 80% of the drawdown needs we have in order to achieve the 1.5 degree temperature target. But that's not everything. Regenerative agriculture is a beautiful tool to solve our challenges not only in the climate crisis, but it also tackles many other SDGs. Currently, we arguably face two major crises as humanity. One is the climate crisis, the other is the biodiversity crisis. And regenerative methods contribute significantly to improving the biodiversity of our planet. Also, due to improved water retention of our soils, we can actually secure harvests and actually secure feeding the planet of a growing population with regenerative agriculture. There's also many other benefits. For example, reduced need for inputs such as fertilizers, pesticides, or herbicides, which then results in less residue going to our groundwater and our waters. Also, it contributes to, for example, improving the consumer behavior of consumers and also results in fairer conditions for farmers. Because essentially, with regenerative agriculture, you can become more profitable as you need less input. It's recognized as one of the most prominent and most potential solutions to address our climate crisis. Now, after hearing all this, you're probably wondering, why aren't more farmers converting? We spent a lot of time finding out. We spoke to hundreds of farmers to identify the main barriers to adoption for regenerative agriculture. And there are three. A, farmers are lacking transition finance. B, farmers lack knowledge. And that's not that they don't know what a cover crop or a catch crop is. They know that. But it's not known what kind of seed composition is best suited for their particular context. And furthermore, farmers are essentially in a crisis of meaning. They're facing reduced profitability and income, reduced yields. They're facing increasingly tougher regulation. They're also often portrayed, at least in Germany, as the scapegoats for climate change, and they're earning around minimum wage. So they're justifiably asking themselves, why are we doing this? And if you really want to address this topic and want to scale up regenerative massively and quickly, which is what we need to address the climate crisis, we need to tackle all those challenges. We have thought long about how we could do that, and a key to the solution is probably visible if you look at the future of our economy. We will always have companies that, even after they reduced their emissions to the maximum degree, will have some leftover negative externalities which they need to compensate for. That could be CO2 emissions, could be other externalities. In order to compensate for all those industries, you need to have some sectors that can deliver on this compensation. And we believe that agriculture is a great sector to do that. That's what Klim does. We connect farmers with industry. We offer three main value propositions to farmers. One, we help farmers to transition to regenerative with our digital companion. That's an app that shows them how you can transition. 2, farmers are entrepreneurs. We enable farmers to earn money whilst doing so by making visible and monetize the ecosystem benefits they create. And thirdly, we help farmers position themselves as part of the climate solution in public via the Klim label. Our offering to the industry is essentially a regional, highly transparent and traceable carbon credit attached to the Klim brand with much higher CSR value. Many of our customers are from the food industry, which offers 2 major advantages. Not only do they want to transition their supply chain and help us onboard the farmers within their supply chain, but they also use the Klim label to promote the Klim brand amongst their customers and therefore promote the farmers amongst their customers. The digital companion we developed offers a range of functionalities for farmers. It offers them data-driven know-how to learn how to transition and adopt individual regenerative methods. It offers them farm management tools and access to a community of like-minded farmers. It's designed in a very user-friendly and easy-to-use way, which is not too common in the agricultural world. Our quantification of the captured carbon follows a combined method-based and outcome-based approach, which we've developed with a leading research institution in Germany, and we then essentially monetize the carbon sequestered for the farmer and enable them to earn a significant additional income. Today, we have over 800 farmers on board of our app, and we plan to onboard 5,000 more in the next 12 months. The potential is huge. If we only look at farmers above 50 hectares, we're looking at 750,000 in Europe and almost 6 million worldwide. We, this way, aim to actually combine a scalable business model approaching 170,000 farmers by 2026 with maximum impact. We are currently calculating with around 1 ton of CO2 sequestered per hectare per year, which is a relatively conservative estimate, which would help us to sequester around 15 million tons of CO2 by 2030. The best thing is that the farmers really love what we're doing. They love the app, the ease of use, the ability to exchange ideas with other farmers, and they love that we're promoting them in society amongst our consumers, and they get promoted with regular articles in the news. Our products you can find our products in an increasing number of stores, and we are increasing the number of partners for the Klim label. And what's the most amazing thing is that we managed to convey the beauty of regenerative agriculture to the consumer in an effective way. And we have an engagement rate on our social media channels that's 9 times the average of the typical food company. So this makes the label much more attractive for other partners to join in. So on that note, if you're interested in learning more about regenerative agriculture or Klim, just have a chat with me and join us on our mission to make agriculture part of the climate solution. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Robert. We have a minute for questions, actually. If anyone from the audience would like to ask any questions, or would anyone like, yeah? How do you verify the carbon credits today?
We use a combined method outcome-based approach. So an outcome-based approach alone, where you use just soil samples, wouldn't work because of fungibility. So what we do is we ask the farmers to document the use of individual regenerative methods by uploading images with a geostamp and a timestamp during different parts of the growth stage of the regenerative method, and occasionally we take a soil sample. The whole approach has been designed for scalability, both economically and in terms of farmer friendliness. We can pay out farmers within the first year, which is very important for planning security for the farmers.
And the gentleman behind also had a question.
Are you certifying the carbon credits?
We do. There's several standards you can use. At the moment, we are using the approach developed with a research institution. We will get TÜV certified this year, and next year we will get VCS Vera in the first quarter.
Thank you. Thank you so much for being with us today.